Hello, hello.
Hello, babe.
I did it.
Woohoo! And it sent me a message saying you were in, so I was glad I saw that. So we'll give this a few minutes. If nobody else joins us, then we'll just go a one-on-one and we'll record it. It's actually recording. So I'm going to actually pause the recording if I can figure out how to do this. Zoom recording. And oops, let me minimize that way. Okay, so we're on here. I'm just trying to work my way through and shrink this down so that I thought I hit screen share screen.
I have your face.
Yeah, I know. I thought I did this. Oh, there it is. Now, can you see what I'm doing?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, and you guys learned a bunch of stuff yesterday, and you both had a chance to practice because we just had a few moments to chat. But I want to go through a couple of things real quick. And that's those earlier steps, just so that we can make sure everybody has a chance to see, make sure they're not missing a step. So first things first, I've got my CinchShare open, but I want to be able to make sure that I start a group for my Facebook party. So I'm going to go into groups in party, and I'm going to create a new group. And
so I'm sorry, we're going where?
I'm in my Facebook page right now, and I'm creating a group, a new group. So many people will already have their party groups open, but if you don't, and you don't know how to create a group, this would be how. So I've just shown you to find the create group.
Got it.
And I'm going to call this one practice number 2 page. Okay. And you would call it Amy's party page or Tupperware party page. Privacy, you need it private. The reason it has to be private is if you're posting party links from our contract, our agreement on the new digital agreement is that we can't have party links in public spaces. They have to be in private group pages. So you can't advertise a party link on your own personal page, but you can in your groups. And visibility, you want it visible so people can find the name of the group, but they won't be able to see what's in the group, what's postings are happening until they join, but they can find the name of the group. If you do it hidden, the only way people can come is if they are personally invited. And but you want people to be able to see it in case you talk to somebody and say, just find, you know, Heather's Tupperware party, and then they have a chance at least finding it by the name. Invite is optional at first when you're first setting up. So I'm going to create that. And chug, chug, chug. So the first steps that I do is I change this photo to put a Tupperware party photo or Tupperware photo up there. You can't really see it from here, but it's over underneath my face, is where you can change that. Then the next thing I do is I go into settings. Now settings, the reason I have to do this is because I have to actually sync it with CinchShare. So I go all the way.
Excuse me, Leslie.
Pardon?
Sorry, on my page right now, it says invite friends.
Yes.
And I'm trying to find what I click.
You don't need to include, you don't need to invite friends when you're first setting up. It says it's optional.
Yeah, but it won't let me out of it is the problem.
Scroll down a little ways. It should be just slightly off screen.
Okay. Yeah, not on the iPad.
Okay, so iPads are going to be complicated because I have to actually go in and find out what setups look like in iPads. I think most of us are working on, but this is good to note that I need to make sure that I look up what the actual iPad process is for setting up a group page. I'm not going to take the time now because I'm not actually on my iPad or my iPhone. I do know that CinchShare, there are certain things you cannot do from an iPad or an iPhone. And one of those is syncing your page. So when I go in and I want to create, so I'm going to go down to settings. I click on settings. It opens up all of this information. You can change your group name here. You can do all sorts of different things. But the only one that's involving CinchShare is the apps. So I'm going to click on this. I scroll down to find add apps. I type in over in the search, and then you'll basically, a CIN gets you to the CinchShare. I click on that, I add it to the group, and now it's been added to this page. Now I've done that so that I can find this group and be able to connect with it in CinchShare. If I have missed that step by adding that app, I cannot connect. I have no chance to connect. I'm going to close this so it moves things over. Then I have access to here. Okay, so now I should be done in this Facebook page. So as I said, oh, is that yours? Okay. So in this scenario, Jackie's done something that's going to help me. She is, and this will help you as well. If somebody is working on iPad or iPhone only and they don't have a computer, such as Jackie, Jackie invites me to join her group. This will be something that I will always be willing to help somebody with. I'm now a member of her page, but now she has to refresh that page and actually invite me to become an admin. I just refreshed my page, which is why I did something weird. So I'm waiting for her to include and add me as admin. Have you done that yet, babe?
Nope, I'm getting there. Refreshing.
So once I'm admin, I can actually then add CinchShare to her practice page or her party page. Because that, if you are on iPad or iPhone, that is one of the features that kind of stinks because you can't do it. Did you do it?
Getting there. I had to log it all the way back out. It's being a pain in the butt.
Okay, we might move on, but the whole idea is make me an
Keep
admin
going.
with, and then I have the right to be able to add that in. So if it's still slow, I'm just going to move on. Because you and I have done this. So I would get an admin invite. I would click on that. It would allow me to accept that, yes, I want to be an admin. And then it gives me that menu over here of all of the tools that an admin would have. I would go scroll down to settings, and then I would go in and find the add apps, and then I would add CinchShare for her. Okay, so here, admin. And now I need to refresh the page. And there I will accept it. And now it's given me all the tools. You can see I go into settings. I go into apps. I add app. I type Cin. Wow, my computer's coughing. There we go. And there we go. So now she's got CinchShare and she will be able to use this practice page to work with today. So now we're going to go over to CinchShare. Maybe. There we go. And this is where we talked about, this is the admin place where you're going to go. You've got any of the pages that you've got interacting with this. I'm no longer managing Jackie's Tupperware group, but I'm still in her page, so it will show here, but I don't want to, she's doing her own postings from now on. So I will leave that green. I do not need that black. I added a new page, so I need to refresh because I just added a page the first time, practice number 2. Jackie will be doing the same thing. She will refresh. It will show the new page, at which point I have to find where that new page is. Oh, Jackie's test group is showing here because I am an admin on that now, but she can remove me as admin if she wants to now that it's been added. It doesn't matter. And here's practice number 2 and practice number. So one of these was Jackie's and one of these was mine. I think this one was mine. So I'm going to make this one active and leave the other ones inactive because those are Jackie's pages. So now I can go in back to here and I will see, this was just a quick refresher, but now I can see my practice number 2 and my practice Tupperware party 1. So I'm all good. I can see these. I can now practice and play. So I want to show something. These are posts that I have going on in about 15 minutes. Okay, the fresh and pure trays. I've got 4 different people. If I scroll over this, you'll see one is going to Kelly's page. One is going to Henrietta's. It's the same thing going to Mary's and the same thing going to Laura's. I happen to have the same header page on most of these. That's why they look the same. If you use a different picture for each page, you can see them differently. I'm going to have to change this because it's too confusing. I have to actually roll over each one. This is my main Tupperware page that is not my personal page, but I've done a regular page, like a business page type thing. And I occasionally post there. I don't do a lot there, but I encourage people to come to my VIP page from there and do a few key postings. Okay. So go ahead.
Do you mean page or group?
So these ones are all groups. If you look here, I have groups. These are actually,
Right.
so I've managed a couple of pages. One happens to be my healing head art, which is about my head paintings from my cancer journey. The other one is my Tupperware page. So I chose to, it is additional work. It's not one where I can post my link at all for any party links. I can post my leslie.tupperware.ca link, which is just a straightforward, my Tupper Connect main link, but it's not a party link, right?
Okay.
But if I'm using party links, I can only use those within my VIP pages. So this one, I have put my leslie.tupperware.ca. Is that what it is? .my.tupperware.ca, I think it is. In that, on occasion, but not regularly, I really want to use that page to encourage people, like what you're seeing on some of these big sales, like what you're seeing on these things, come and visit and I can give you more details. It's kind of like a brochure where that will pull them over. I don't recommend, I did that out of business sense habit, but it's less useful right now. Somewhere down the line, I might find it more useful, but I've been more focused on this. This is busy enough with the groups. So it's there. I have it there, but I don't use it very often. So let's say I want to make a change. Let's say I've made an error. Each one of these has, when you roll over them, a pull down. Okay. You can edit the existing post. You can copy the existing post to make a third thing. So when I first did this, I posted this, then I copied the post and changed up the information and who it was going to, and then it became this second post. So if I do a copy post again, it throws it leaves these two here. It throws this over. I can choose to add some more information to change it up. And then I change who I want to send it to. In this case, I will send it to my 2 practice pages. I want it to go at the same time as these do. And again, it doesn't really matter. I only need one at a time somewhere. So I can throw this one because I have one of these in the existing spot where I need it. This one, it doesn't really matter where I put it. Okay. So I'm going to put it in there for now. And I've scheduled the post. And you'll see 3 different things.
That doesn't work with an iPad, Leslie.
Which doesn't?
I can't, I don't have a mouse. So when I click on any part of the Facebook group name, it just highlights it like I want to copy it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go through my iPhone to work some of these things. Take notes for it of what's missing. And then I will go through and clean that up with you. Okay, and then we'll make notes for if anybody else is on an iPad. I know most of my stuff I do from here, and then I can make minor adjustments that I've made from my iPad, but I don't do a lot on my iPad. So I'll have to look at that to familiarize myself with some of the changes. So make notes of those. Okay. Mm-hmm. If I decide that I've got one that I don't need, I can also delete the existing post. It does not delete it out of my library from where I got it from, but it deletes the actual post. So you don't have to panic and go, oh my God, I just deleted it from the whole system. It doesn't. It just deletes this off of this post. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Kim? Okay.
Yep.
So I want to go through and see, I'm hoping everybody, when they watch this, have made single post things. So click one picture. Doesn't matter what it is. It's a single picture. You do a single posting, schedule a multi-photo post. It's not really, but you can click it there, or you can just click the airplane that sends it where you want it to go. It puts it, oops, it closed that menu the first time. It puts it over here. I need to add the text. I do what I want. I'm going to add a time of 7:40 or something like that. And just so that they're posting and going. But I'm only going to do these to my practice page. I've made sure that the time is clear, which once I've set it up, it doesn't change. I've never had that go bad. So I just so that you know, figure out where you want to save it. If it's a generic party post, meaning just a generic post, and I schedule the post. Do I want to return to manage post? Yes. So it brings me back over here, which is where all my managing of post pictures and stuff are. Okay. So that's a basic one picture post. Same idea if I'm doing this, even though there are 8 photos in this, the difference is there is text in here and there's 8 photos. So I can still just click on the airplane and it takes me over here. It gives me information. I can choose to use that information, change it up, add information, add a link. Again, this is where you can add a link if you wish to, but when you do that, it turns this into a single picture. Those other 4 photos that you have back here get deleted. Okay. If you use this, if this was a single picture thing like the one I just did, I can add a link here and it makes that picture an active link. Does that make sense?
It's very cool.
Yep. But if I have 5 photos in this series and I put a link right here, it deletes 4 of them, keeps this top one and makes it an active link. So if you have a multi-photo thing, your link gets typed in up here. Okay, this is where your HTTP goes.
Ah, okay.
Okay, just right up here, it actually does the whole thing, and then whatever your link is. Okay, so that's where that will go.
Can you, sorry, Leslie,
Yeah,
can you
no.
add text to each of those photos that are in that file?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
So if I click on this,
Oh,
so I had already done this before. So 3 sizes to select from, get the whole set. Or there's the, I mean, and they show each of them individually, and you can say, this is a great bowl for this purpose. This is a great bowl for this purpose, so that you can give them an idea of how to use those things. Okay.
Perfect.
Or you can leave them blank and let them just flip through the pictures. This is where you get to actually add information. So
what did you click on? Sorry, to get that.
Yep, I will show you again. So it's the 5+. That little camera tells me there is more than just this picture in this series.
Okay.
So when I click it, it pulls this up. Okay.
Okay.
And I can look at all of those photos. Pardon?
No. When I clicked mine, it only pulled the one picture.
Again, I'm going to have to go through with yours. Make note of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now let's say I had 2 more information sheets that I wanted to add. Maybe they're not photos. Maybe they're like in Fridge Smarts. You know, sometimes they have an information sheet that allows you to see more detail or more measurements or what kind of products go in each of the different things. Modular Mates had a whole bunch of information sheets like that. Well, let's say there was one for the bowls and it showed information that was helpful. And I had it on my computer, but it's not online here and it's not in this already prepared thing. I just hit upload. It goes into my own folders. I would go to where the bowls are. And if I had one, I don't have one for bowls. But I would go in and grab whatever information I had that made sense to add to it. This doesn't make sense to go with it, but I'm going to click on it. And I wonder if I double click. Yeah, if I double click, it'll open it right away. It was hidden under there, so I didn't know how to get to it. But if I double click, so it puts it here. It puts it at the end, and every photo I add will go to the end. But let's say this is the one that I want to have at the top. Well, I can do that. Now I get frustrated because it doesn't always move the way I want it to. So one at a time leaves me less frustrated. So anyway, you put it in whatever order you want. Okay. And then when I hit close, guess what picture's up front now?
The one that was at the end.
And when people flip through, that is the order that post will be seen. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So again, I'm going to pick a time. I'll go a little bit further out. And I'm going to hit generic party post thing again. I'm going to put these in both of my practice shots. Oops, it didn't close. And I'm going to schedule a post. Now, if I'm changing dates, then I would change dates, of course, right? But I'm not right now, just for the sake of this. So that's how you would do a couple of those. Like
Leslie,
one.
sorry, where was schedule post so I can see where it is on for the iPad? What are you hitting? Schedule post. Okay, you know what? It's underneath you.
Oh, is it? Yeah. I know it's frustrating because I want to keep moving my image thing here. So
Yeah.
some things will be a little bit more easier when I'm not in the way. So you're going to see the word text clips a lot. Okay. Now I touched upon that yesterday. You go to the clipboard and you can create some different. So here's one of my visit my page to shop. Don't hesitate to ask if you are help placing an order. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to go to, let's go ahead and do Facebook. And we're going to go in and do, no, Henrietta's is gone. Let's do Kelly's. So Kelly has her own, oops, Kelly's Tupperware party. Why am I not finding this? I've done something wrong with her thing, I think. Oh, there it is, Kelly. I love it. That's why. There were too many. Sometimes I make sure that they include first and last, like last names as well, just so that I know that I can deal with them. So I'm going to go in to find her because I've posted. We didn't add it to her thing yet because she's just building her page right now. Here's her party link. Now I haven't created a text clip for her yet, but I'm going to right now. So I'm going to copy. This is her party page. So if I click on it, it goes to Kelly's party page. Okay, so I want to create a new text clip. In fact, I'm going to create two. So I'm going to create the first one, and it's called Kelly's party link. It will only be the link, nothing else. I don't want anything else in there. And then I'm going to hit save. Okay, so there's her party link. Now I'm going to create another one. And this one will be Kelly's link. Oops, how did that happen? It started. Oh, it wanted to auto link plus text. Okay, so I'm going to do let me know if you have any questions. Take some, if you haven't yet, be sure to take a moment to set up your account on Kelly's store so you can start adding to your wish list. Okay, it doesn't have to be so elaborate. I'm just putting something down that I might actually use at some point. If I'm going to go through this, I might as well add something that I might use. I would only use this for the first couple of days, and then I accidentally closed it. Doggone it. Okay, we're going to just do a fake makeup one. Check out the party. Check out the party link. Okay, so this was obviously one I used to have. So it would say more elaborate. Okay, you saw an example of what how I might do it. So I'm going to do this before. Really? So don't do what I'm doing, because apparently what I'm doing is wrong. I'm hitting off. What it's doing is it's clearing it. Good to know. It's taking it away from me. So again, I'm going to do Henrietta's blank block text. So again, I'm just typing in something. So it says something about how you can use that link, not just the link. I want to add a whole, it could be a sentence, it could be 3 sentences. Now, please, I got to hit this right. I got to get this window out of the way. Now save. So what happens if I hit the blank area behind it? Apparently deletes it, makes it disappear. But maneuvering with this makes it hard. So I apologize. Third time's a charm. So now I have some extra links. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go over and let's say I decide that on this one, I want to make a change and add something. So I'm going to go in and edit. Now this is going to 2 pages. So let's say I only want it to go to Kelly's page. And I've got this information not here. There's no link here. And I've decided I want to add the link. I go into text clips. I go into Kelly's party link and I can put it there. Now, if I don't want the party link, but I want it to say, hey, check out her page, go and see, you know, make your wish list, do all of that kind of thing, then I'm going to go to the one that was labeled Kelly's link plus text. Okay. Does that make sense? I know it's not saying that, but that's what it would have said if I hadn't deleted it. So then it pops it in here. So now I don't have to retype that sentence. And sometimes you'll want 3 posts a day, 5 posts a day. And some of those you want to make sure you're including a link so people don't have to go and look for the link again. Maybe they see the coffee maker and they're like, oh my God, I want to go get crap. Now I can't find the link. I don't have time right now. All right, I'll go and look for it later. And then they forget about it, right? So you want to make this as easy as possible. I don't put the link on every single post, but I do try and do it on a regular basis. And I keep a link up in the, at the top, like where you do announcements. I make sure that there's at least 1 or 2 announcements that include a link. Okay, especially once the party gets active. So people have, at least when they first go to the page, that's the first thing they're going to see is the link. And hopefully they will remember every time that they enter the page that that's where that link is. And then if I'm going to do it, I don't have to change anything else. My time and everything else is the same. I'm just going to hit schedule. Okay. So now it's scheduled again. This time it has the fake link stuff in it. Any questions about text clips at this moment?
Nope.
Yeah, I need
I
a
have
computer.
seen people's pages who have like 40 text clip options there. And they go through and use all, and I delete them. Like after I'm done with a party, it goes away. And then I re-add for the next one. Hey there. Hi, Bailey. You can unmute if you want. I will leave it to you. The 3 of us are unmuted. So that if somebody wants to ask me a question, they can just kind of stop me midstream. It's up to you. Okay, so we're gonna go on. So the text clips, to me, it's a really big time saver. Again, everything that you learn in this is going to be about time saving. We've got it on recording. I'm recording this, Bailey, so it'll play back for anybody who wants to follow some of the stuff we've gone over. Okay, I'm going to go back into postings. So Kim and Jackie and Bailey, is there anything in here so far that I have done that feels like it's missing any information? Because I'm going to move forward on more kinds of posting options.
Nope, I'm good.
Everybody good? All right. So we've done single image, we've done multiple image, single posts. What I want to do is go into a situation where I want to post from, let's say from here, and I'm going into the catalog again. I'm going to go in and food storage. And now I want to do a post and I want to incorporate a bunch of different things. Okay. Now, when you look at some of these pictures, I love that they're kind of in their series of things. So I did a post earlier. I don't need all of these ones, but I like, for me, I picked the one that showed all of them. I picked one with the foods. This one, for me, I would do in spring or summer when we can actually start planting it, growing it, and all of that. I know people do it in the winter time, but my audience of people, I know most of them don't. But this one I would use. So I used this one, and I'm ticking a number of these. These are all single pictures. And I went through and decided, I was like, well, do I like this one because of the coloring, because it's very pretty looking, or do I like this one? I went with this. And the reason is because I'm going to go and grab this one with food, this one with food, this one with food. So you get to kind of pick whatever it is that you feel. And I like that about this. So then I'm going to go in and do a multi-photo post. So when we just did that single post that had all the multi-photos in there, this is how I can pick my own photos from scratch. So I select schedule a multi-photo post. I now have that one picture on top, but I have 6 in this whole post. So maybe that's not the picture I want to have seen front. So this is where I said you go into this and you rearrange them however you want. So that one is the one that I thought was the prettiest. This one is the most complete detail as far as the end. So I put it at the end, and then you can go largest to smallest, smallest to largest, whatever it is that you think would be most appealing or make sense to your own kitchen format, whatever it is. Everybody's going to think a little bit differently. But I like to be able to kind of pick and choose and do all of that differently. Then again, if you want to, you can write information in here. Now, if you see, there's text clips here. So if I clicked on that and I wanted to put something in my text clips that I know I use often, I can actually create text clips that can be used in any of these. It doesn't have to be links, and it doesn't have to be anything more than, if you have a question about this series of products, let me know and I will get back to you. It could be as simple as that. Text clips or whatever you want to make of it. Does that make sense?
Okay, that's amazing. Yep.
Yep, love the text clips. So as you go, if you find you're typing the same sentence 3 or 4 times a week, make a text clip. Okay, it's as simple as that. Okay, and then if I wanted to add, again, maybe I want to add this one. I know I have some of. So I go in and I look up we're in Fridge Smarts. So I go in and I look at my different sheets, and I've seen them well enough that I know that like this is the one that I want to add. So I'm going to add that one. It's going to load it and it's going to drop it at the bottom. And that's where I probably leave it, is a last final chance for people to see which kind of products can go into which of the different things. So I can totally personalize this. So that's where some of the things that are not available on CinchShare's top of the line folder, if you can go and grab and fill your own folders on your computer, it gives you this lovely library whenever you want. So I would suggest every now and then taking, 15 minutes and just looking for one product and filling a folder on your computer wherever you can find it on top of the line. Because then once it's in your computer, you're your own organizational queen, king, whatever. You master where your product stuff is. And it'll help you both in posting when you do a Facebook post or when you do a CinchShare post. Okay, so that's something I want to recommend for everybody to take a little bit of time, is to build your library on your own computer. So I close it. I now have 7 photos in there. I have this all ready to go, and I have my favorite picture here. I'm going to type whatever I want to in order to talk about the Fridge Smarts. Okay, and then you're just basically I'm just gonna garbledy-gook on this because it doesn't really matter at this moment, but you're really, this is where your post is gonna be. This is where the magic happens, and you catch somebody's eye, you talk about a few pitches. Yes. Oops, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yep.
It says you should be on. Oh, it's your
I'm on.
headphones. I don't know that we can hear you with your head.
I can hear you, Leslie.
Oh, I know. Bailey was trying to talk.
Can you hear
but
me
she
now?
had Hi.
Okay, so I just wanted to know, when you do a text clip,
Yes.
if you type in the text clip, does it go to the individual photo or does it stick with the whole grouping of the pictures?
Let's do one. And then you can
Okay.
see. So the text,
Thank you.
Oh, I can't add a new text clip from here, but we're going to use one of the ones that I have, even though they're one of them. I think they're both whatever, but let's go in and do this. So if this was, let's say I wanted to add a text clip here and I knew that I had, or even here, and I say, let's say this doesn't say Henrietta's party. Let's say it says be sure to ask me if you want any more information on this series. It's fabulous. Or if you want other ideas of what you can use it for or something. Okay. So let's say that's what that says. So I'm going to click this. It's going to add it there. If I want it on this one, it's going to add it here. If I want a different one here,
Okay.
it's going to add it here. It only adds it in the window of where you've asked it to be added.
Perfect.
Okay, so again, you create your text clips, and I'll touch upon that really quickly. I won't do any, but I will touch upon that. But that's when you start realizing that you're typing the same sentence, one sentence or 3 sentences, more than a few times a week. It's time to consider having a text clip created, because it will save you time. Okay.
Well, thank you.
So, yeah, no, that's perfect question, because yes. So close. Again, text, everything is there. So now I'm going to book a time. I'm going to throw it in for at 7:50 tonight or tomorrow, whatever day it is. I'm going to put it in. I'm going to put it in my practice Tupperware page or to Kelly's page or wherever I'm sending it to. I'm going to go through. I'm going to select a folder. And again, if this is specifically for somebody's page, then I might put it in there, like Peggy's VIP. Sometimes I've had specific party pages. If I'm doing something for a specific person and it's really tied to their own, maybe I have somebody who's got a pool. So everything I'm going to talk about is about around a pool. Then I wouldn't actually put that in my regular party page, which would be, somewhere else. I would put it in, Amy's party page, because Amy is all about swimming pool. And so everything I've written is about people who summertime by the pool and at the lake. So if that makes sense. Okay. So again, for right now, I'm just throwing most of these into my generic thing, but just so that you have control over building that library where you want to do it. I'm putting everybody over here again, so I can just hit my schedule post. I've got that ticked. I've got everything else done, and I'm going to schedule post. Okay. So that one's ready to go. Any questions on that? You're all good? Okay. Again, text clips, this little clipboard, my best friend. And like I said, just the other day, I deleted a bunch of them because most of those parties are closed. So I clear them out just so I don't have to see them. If I want to delete one, you just do this. If I need to edit, you just click on the pencil, and then you can edit, change, update, or whatever you need to do. Creating a new one is here. And again, whatever you put in a title, and then you put in whatever information. If it's a link, it's a live link. It's great. So that was a refresh on that. So let's go back. We're going to book a new type of a post. Okay. So we've done where I can pick a bunch of different things, and I don't need to do that right now. So I'm going to clear all. Okay. You can also do a select all up here. Whatever you want, but I want to go in and do something back in top of the line. And I want to go and show you how, let's say I am building my, let's say this January 1st folder. Now I can create a folder by going and clicking on my saved. And I want to create a new folder. And this is my practice party. So I'm setting up a practice party just so that I can show you how to move content. So if you go alphabetically through my stuff, there's my practice party folder. If I click on it, it's empty. I have nothing in there. But I want to build my party right now by stuff that's in top of the line. So what I get to do is this. So let's say I go back into the fall catalog and I go into food storage. And I kind of go, you know what? I want to post. I want to have a bunch of individual ones of these, and I can do that by just clicking on them. Now it's not going to create the wording, it's not going to create anything else, but I can take those 3 and I can copy them, and it's going to say, where do you want to copy those? And I'm going to say, I want those in my, oh, here, practice party. And again, it's down here. It's shoot. Sorry guys, it's the screen here. I'm gonna move you over here. Let's try that again and do a copy. Go back to practice and then copy. So if I actually go and look at my parties, my practice party folder, I have those 3 there. But let's say I'm done with them. They weren't what I thought they were. I don't want them. I can delete them. And the reason I can, because they're not tied to top of the line anymore. I made my own personal copies. I can't delete anything in there. You don't have to panic. That never goes away. So at the end of February, when I've got a February party that I'm running, I'll rename that at this next, when it comes to Marches, I can duplicate this whole, I can copy this whole folder and copy it, make a second one, rename it as March. And then I'll go through, and anything that was a sale item, I will delete. Anything that's still in the new catalogs, I will keep. And then I'll refill it again with a few other things that I need to pay attention and add in by copying and pasting in. So I love that. It makes it so much easier to build. But here's the really cool thing. So if I go into, so these are individual ones. None of these have posts that are written yet, right? In some of these. Some of these do, because where am I clicked in right now? I'm in my own February brochure. So those have things written in it. But if I go back down to here, none of these had anything written in them. Okay, these are just from the catalog. They're just straight sheets. I haven't created a real post for it yet. So if I go down to the copy and paste Facebooks, and I find somebody from a February, okay, and oh good, there's more of them. So let's go in and take a look at hers. So Carrie, when I double clicked on Carrie's folder, the first thing is do not post, how the party works. But then you go in day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, whatever, however many days. Now your day 1 through 6, she runs them over a 6-day period. Maybe you only run it over a 3-day period. So you can actually add more of these into different things. And you can say, well, that's just information there. This one is, I can look at it. It's not doing anything. It says game time, let the party, and it gives some information. I might have to change it a little bit, but I like it. This one is a mobile phone app. It talks about how you can turn on notifications. This one, how to place an order. So some of these ones I might use. For this example, I will say, let's go into this one where there's a lot more options. So let's say I like this one, this one, this one, and this one. It doesn't mean that I won't add more to my party, but these ones I like. These are all multiple posts, but here's what I get to do. I get to first go in and do a copy, and I'm going to go and put it in my practice party and hit copy. Okay. So now let's say if I go into my practice party and it's the day of the time that I want to go post. Let's say I'm ready to go post and I need 4 posts all done in the next few hours. Okay. So I'm going to take all 4 of these. I can do it one at a time, or I can just hit select all. And if you look at all of these different things, you've got schedule, you've got copy and move, you've got batch post, and you have find and replace. So if I'm doing, there's 2 things that I can do. I'm going to take it back a step first. I'm going to clear the selection. So first off, I can go into this one and I can actually do the editing myself right here. I can edit. I can get rid of this stuff here. And let's say Henrietta's party. And I'm only doing this because I want to show you how something can change. Okay. And then I save it. Okay. Now I'm going to go in and this one, maybe it says something different. I'm going to edit it and I'm going to take this one out and put in, no, I'm going to put Henriette again. Okay. Because this is an easy way for me to find it. So, and then I'm going to go through, and these other 2, I'm not going to change anything. It has pre-party post. Actually, I will edit it because I want to get rid of that part. Oops, that's not what I wanted. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to cancel it and go back over to my thing. And I will explain to you why I don't want to do it that way. So first off, this is Henrietta. And save. And the last one I'm going to leave as is. Okay. So if I were to edit this, it throws that over and does it as a standalone post. Okay. But I want to be able to do what I need to each one of these, but then I want to batch post it because it's way easier on me to hit all 20 of them. Okay. So, and we're imagining there's more here. But the cool thing is the last party I did, the person's name was Henrietta. Okay. This time my party is for Amy. So I'm going to click and select all. And I'm going to go in and do a find and replace. And I'm going to say, find the text Henrietta and replace with Amy. Match whole.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Hit search. It's going to say, are these all the places that you want to do this? And you're going to say, update the posts. So look, you can already see from here, it's fixed it all. So now I have all of them selected still. And now I can actually go in and do what we talked about before, what's called a batch post. Now there's a difference between just doing a multi-photo post is you're booking one posting at a time. When you're doing a batch posting, you are taking whether it's 4 pictures or 4 postings, individual postings, or 24 postings, and it's taking them and letting you decide what times you want to do this in. So I'm going to get this back out of the way. So I'm going to say that I'm going to say at 8 o'clock, I want this to start tonight. Okay, 8 p.m. I want one post you can do it every 2 hours. You can actually, if you look at it, you can do it every day, like once a day, okay? Or by the hour or by the minute. I'm going to put by the minute. And then I'm going to put practice page. And I'm going to apply the interval. It's not booking it yet. It's going to apply it. So now it actually shows me what that looks like. And then I can say, well, I kind of wanted this to end at 8:30 instead. So let's go maybe every 8 minutes. What does that do? Hit apply interval again. It's going to break it up. Nope, still not long enough. So you can change it again. Now you can do your own math. I'm just showing you how easy it is to make that change. Apply interval. So this works out really well. That's perfect. Let's say this, I don't want to have it happen at 8:30 because I'm going to go live at 8:30. So maybe I want this one to go at 8:35. I can make, or at 8:25 or whatever, I can make this one a few minutes later. If I hit apply interval again, it's going to fix it and put it back to every 10 minutes. So if you've made changes, know that if you hit this green one again, it's just going to put it back to the beginning. So that went back to 8:30 again, right? So if you've gone to work, now let's say you want to change the order of something. Let's say this one, crud, they're out of order. I need this one to be last. So I'm going to make this one 8:30. And I'm going to make this one 8:25. And it just switched the order. Okay. Or if I decide, you know what, on second thought, I don't really want this one in here. I click delete. Are you sure you want to remove this from the batch? Yes. Now it's only those 3 that are going to be broken down. It's held the time unless I hit apply interval. Okay. So if I leave it where it is, it'll hold these original times. Now, if I schedule the batch and go look at where my postings are right now, it's got all 3 of those in here for the times that I left it as. Now, let's say I've gone, oh crud, I forgot a link. So I'm going to go in, edit my post. I can add a text clip here. I can do whatever I want. It's a single photo, so I can actually take my link and do this. And now when it does post, if somebody clicks on this picture, it's going to actually take them to the link. They don't even have to hit that link. They'll just hit the picture and it will activate the link on the picture. Okay. Any questions? And then when I'm done, I have to move this again. I'm sorry. and then schedule post. Now it goes into more of a generic area when you're doing this, but you can go in and find those and dump them back into your appropriate save spot. But if I've originally done this out of here, you will see that all the original ones are still there. So I go in and I look at my practice party thing. All 4 of them are still there. They all say Amy. They're all ready to go the next time. So I can now go and do, if I have 2 parties in the same night, guess what? I get to do a select all. Again, I do a find and replace, because now Heather's party is the next one. So I'll put Amy's name up here and Heather's name down here. And I will go down to the end and it will update the post. Any questions? It makes it so simple, and it does it. If you look, it also does it for party links. So if you use party links on your things, it will actually go and find all the party links that you've incorporated in on those if you've been saving them in here. So let's say on half of these, I used a party link for Henrietta. I not only used her name, I would do a find and replace for her name and Amy's, but then I would go and use all of Henrietta's links, put that in the find, and put Amy's links in the replace, and it automatically replaces all of their links as well. Am I overwhelming you guys, or is this good?
It's cool.
That's good.
Okay, good. It just takes practice to remember. And don't get frustrated if you can't find it again. This video will be going, and I'm always happy to jump on and give it. Really, once somebody talks you through it for a second, it comes back real quick. It's just doing it a few times, but I really want everybody to know how much this can save you as you get used to it. You will not be miraculous in a few days. Don't be frustrated with it. It's all good. Trying to think what's next on some of this. Now it's been, what has it been? About an hour. Is that enough information that you guys want to take and play with that tonight?
Yes.
And then we'll do another lesson at some point.
Yeah,
would
you
be
I
awesome.
had no clue that you could do like the find and replace.
But your mom was so funny.
Like-
I know, but Penny was so funny because at one point, and I'm like, well, don't you know? And she's like, no, are you kidding? And I've
So
never done.
we-
So make sure you teach her, because I don't know that she's ever gone in and figured it out.
We haven't. So the only reason we really got into CinchShare is I don't think you guys were there when this happened, but in November, my mom was going for 25,000. And
Yeah.
her and we partied our asses off. Like
The
we had
old-fashioned
nights-
way.
I had 5 or 6 parties a night, and I was like, Mom, I'm going crazy. So we just figured out CinchShare on our own to the
Yeah.
best of our abilities, and it worked, but we never took the time to go through and find all of those extra
All the
features.
little extras, and
which
there are so
they're
many. There's great
incredible.
training, but you got to shut down and do it. But this to me makes so much more sense, because you get to learn it in chunks, and you get to stop
Absolutely.
the instructions to and say, well, what if or how can, and it
Yep.
makes it a little more personalized when we do it in this way. So I'm
For
hoping
sure.
this helps, and I can do this I'm fine with doing this kind of stuff. Computers are my thing. I have no issues with them. But yeah, so sharing and helping, because I've been seeing so many people frustrated with it. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, well, this one I can help with.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. This has been
Nope.
great because I mean,
Awesome.
yeah.
So play with what I've given. Jackie, you and I will actually connect and actually work on the iPad aspect of it, because there are a lot of features that iPad and iPhones don't do with CinchShare, and they admit it up front. They're admitting it up front, but there are some things I think that work, but it work differently. So I'm going to work with her and figure out how to do some of these things, because that'll be a frustration for somebody if they're really not getting what they need out of CinchShare because they're not able to access certain features. So,
For sure.
okay.
Well, thank you so
Do your
much.
homework. Let me know
Yes,
if there's
thank
any more
you.
questions tomorrow, and then I'll figure out, do you guys want to do another one tomorrow night, or do you want to wait? Like, I don't know how everybody's schedules are.
Tomorrow night, I am going to have another meeting, so I'm not available tomorrow. But like even like tonight, if there's ever a time when I'm not available, I'll hop on if I can, or I'll
Yeah.
always watch.
And
the
like I said,
YouTube.
I will record these and keep doing them. Kim, what's your schedule like? Do you want a couple days off to play with it? And then you guys can let me know when, and just say, When are you doing another one?
I'd love a couple days just to sort of play around and just to solidify what
There's
I've
a lot of
learned.
information that I gave tonight, and there's a lot more to
Yeah.
come. So like I said, it's
Okay.
always easiest. Yeah, I know. Believe it or not, there's still a lot to come. But all of
Wow.
it will help you,
Okay.
and you guys will feel so good about it, especially when you can figure out more how to organize and kind of move things around and kind of set it up so it feels like a happy space.
Perfect. I need to
Okay.
start off organized or I'll never organize it. So
It's
Yeah,
true.
no, it's
Start
easier.
now.
Like I have to go in and clean mine up, but I decided not to clean it up until I've walked through with you guys so you can see how to clean it up. So in case somebody else has already
Fair
kind of
enough.
got Mad Dash going, they can figure out an easier way to organize it and how it makes sense.
Okay.
Okay? You guys,
Great. Thank you
thanks
so
for joining
much.
tonight.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Have a
hit.
good
Oh, I
night,
forgot.
ladies.
Bye. Have a good night. Have a good
Bye.
weekend. If I don't physically see you guys, but we'll see
Yeah.
you online.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night. Wait, I'm trying to figure out if I'm okay,
Is
let's
it
go
just
on.
me?
It was still